here is the NeoCharge. And so basically how this is worked, this thing plugs into the wall here like this. Okay. We're good, there's no power going through that. So this is pretty darn awesome. And I say this because you can save yourself a lot of money and a lot of time because this charger comes with the vehicle. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a great day today. Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about electric vehicle charging. It is a big topic, and this is one of the biggest impediments to an electric vehicle. And this is what we're going to discuss. And so one of the biggest things when you get an electric vehicle, the first thing you should do is have an electrician come out to your house and check your panel out to see if you even have room for an electric vehicle, see if your panel can even handle the load. Well, in the case it doesn't, there may be some possible solutions that you can take advantage of at a fraction of the cost. And that's what we're going to discuss today. So let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, I'm going to just give you a glimpse of my electrical panel here. You see I have two 200 amp panels here. And yeah, that's a lot of power. So I definitely have room enough in my panel to do this. And right here, you can see where the 60 amp charger is. That's where my hookup is. But some people don't have this option. So I was able to run this myself. It's relatively simple. There are a lot of homes that if you have an older home, you may not have any room left in your panel. For example, my sister purchased an electric vehicle recently and she's trying to get a charger hooked up, and she had an electrician come out. They looked at the panel and her panel is maxed out. However, there's a solution. I want to discuss that right now. And I'm going to actually hook this up in my house today to show you how you can solve this issue of not having room in your panel and still be able to get EV level 2 charging. So what I have here is a possible solution is a NeoCharge. Basically what this does is that you can hook this up to your dryer outlet, and basically it splits the power between your dryer and your EV charger. However, you may be in a situation where your laundry room may not be in your garage and you may not have an outlet there. So I'm going to show you a creative way that I'm going to hook this up in a situation to where there is not, my dryer is inside my house like a lot of your houses are. And so I'm going to show you how I'm going to hook this thing up. So next I'm going to take you up to my laundry room and I'm going to show you how we're going to solve this problem with this thing right here. Okay, now we're in my laundry room and I'm going to show you how we're going to solve this problem. And so I have my dryer right here. And right here is my dryer outlet up in the wall, and this here is a plug to the dryer, and this is what's known as a NEMA 1430. And basically what this is, you notice this little L shape right here, and this is how you know you have a NEMA 1430. And this will be in houses normally built out after 1996. And so anything prior to 96, you probably have a NEMA 1030 outlet in your house, which these two things would be slanted in. I'll insert a picture of what that actually looks like. And so I'm going to explain how this works. I'm going to go ahead and unbox this here. And so right here is the NeoCharge. And you see this is actually not that big. And it comes with a bracket here also to mount this on the wall. And so you see right here, this is also has the NEMA 1430 on it. And so this one on this side, this is for the dryer to plug into. And it's going to plug in like this. I'm not going to plug this thing in yet, and so this plugs in like this to this. And then, of course, I purchased another one to go into this side. And I'm going to show you how this is all going to hook up. And so basically how this is worked, this thing plugs into the wall here like this. And then you see it actually just came on. And then you plug, probably should turn the electric power on. And you plug the dryer in. So basically what this allows you to do is to run your dryer. And when your dryer is running, it's going to cut the power to the charger. And so you can charge. Normally you charge at night, so it shouldn't be an issue. But this thing also has a breaker in it also. So, and because this is a NEMA 1430, it's on a 30 amp circuit. And I probably should have showed you that downstairs, but it's on a 30 amp circuit. However, when you're running electric chargers, it can only use 80% of the load of the breaker. So in this case, it'd be 24 amps for a 30 amp breaker. The thing about the NeoCharge, it does have an internal breaker, and this is also UL certified here. And so this is definitely safe to use here. And the good thing about this is it has an internal breaker, because so it won't overload your charger or burn your house down and overheat your wires. So this is only going to go up to 24 amps. And which is still good for EV charging. And once I get this all hooked up, we're going to test it on the Rivian. One of the things I will have to do, I'm going to have to lower the charge rate of the Rivian down to 24 amps. Otherwise, it could trip the breaker. But in this case, it's going to trip the breaker that's in here and not the main breaker. But we're going to test it out. I'm going to see if I can trip this thing. But so this is an awesome solution, and so pain-free. And so if you're charging throughout the day and you have your dryer running, it's going to stop charging your car and let your dryer run. And once your dryer stops running, it's going to start charging your car again. But so that's basically how this is going to work. And I'm going to just show you what I'm planning on doing to try to solve this problem. As you can see, we're in a laundry room. So I have to be able to get this charger outside because, okay, now I have to get power from here to outside of the house. And that is a big problem. So if this was located in our garage, this is not an issue. You just plug it in and you plug your EV charger right into the side and you can get the charging. However, I got to get the wires outside the house. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. Getting the wires out the house. So this is going to all hook up and make it all nice and pretty. Hopefully this video is going to help you solve this problem also, because it took a while for me to think about how I'm going to solve this. And I'm just going to give you a brief overview of that. And so basically I bought another outlet here, and this is going to plug into the side here. This is also, again, this is a NEMA 1430, and this is going to plug into the side. I'm not going to plug it in, so I don't feel like getting electrocuted at this time, but this is going to go into this. And also I have this piece right here. And so basically, of course, I'm going to cut all of these wires off here, but I'm just giving you a little quick example of how this is going to work. These are going to go in like this. In here, let's say, of course, I'm going to have to cut all these wires. This is not going to fit through here properly yet. So basically, these wires are going to go through like such, and then like this, and of course, it's going to go down like this onto here, and then get clamped down. And then these wires are going to go through here, go through this main plate. Like such, and then of course it's going to go into the box. And this box is going to be mounted in the wall, but you get the idea of how this is going to go. So this is going to go in like this, and then basically, and then I'm going to run electrical wire through the wall, underneath through the basement, and then outside to the garage, into another box. This box is going to be mounted in the wall outside. And this is where I have a NEMA 14. This is a NEMA 1450. And you can see this is rated for electric vehicles. You can see the electric vehicle symbol right here. And this is going to go in this box. And again, there's a difference between the NEMA 1450 and the NEMA 1430. And right here, this is a 1450. And I'm going to show you the differences between the two. And the 1450 means this is rated for 50 amps. NEMA 1430 rated for 30 amps. And you can see the difference. You can see this bottom prong is straight on the NEMA 1450. So you see the difference between the two. And so this is a Rivian charger right here. This is for the level 2 charging for the Rivian for up to 240 volts. You can see right here, it's going to connect in like this. And then my Rivian portable charger connects to the bottom of this. And so that's pretty much how it's going to work. I hope that was clear. So that's basically the dirty of it, how I'm going to do it. So I'm doing this the hard way, really, because I'm going through the wall and I have to drill up through the floor and all this. So you got to be pretty precise about drilling. So a little more difficult. However, there are other ways you can do this. You know, so if you wanted to, you can use metal conduit. So as you can get some of this, this is 3/4 conduit, metal conduit right here that you can use, and you can get all the connector pieces. And what I could have done is I could have just run this through the wall and just drilled a hole in the wall over there and right into the garage and hooked it up that way. But I decided to do a little more challenging, and I wanted a little cleaner installation because we're still renovating this laundry room. I want to, make it nice looking, so I want to have a nice clean installation. So let me go ahead and get all my stuff together. I'm just going to show you some of the things I'm going to be using right here. And also have some 10 gauge wire, and this is Romex. This is 10-3, so this is 10 gauge wire right here. And if you notice that the wire on here is also 10 gauge. And so anytime you have anything that's rated for 30 amps, you're going to use 10 gauge wire. And also 600 volts also, because you want to make, this wire is going to get hot when it's under load for a long period of time charging the vehicle. So you want to definitely make sure that your wire is sized properly. I was actually going to go with 8 gauge, but it really doesn't make a difference because all the wiring in the wall is already 10 gauge wire. And plus only 24 amps is going to be going through here versus the 30 amps that would be running with the dryer. So it should be safe. And if there's any issues with this, it's going to trip the breaker in the NeoCharge, and also trip the breaker in the main panel. And also, again, with this, make sure when you get one of these, make sure you get a nice quality one like this one right here. And this is kind of equivalent to the Hubble. This one is a Leviton one. So this is like $38 or $48. I'll put all the prices. I'm going to put all these, everything I use, I'm going to put it in the description. So you can order this stuff on Amazon. So you can just put the stuff in, purchase it yourself, you know exactly what to get. So yeah, next I'm going to go ahead and get to installing this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this box in right here. And so I already have marked the studs, and this right here is just called a Franklin Sensors. This is an awesome stud finder right here. I use this for all my projects. And so I already located my stud right here. And I know there's a stud over on this side too. Anytime you have an electrical outlet, it's going to be a stud either to the left or the right. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut right here in the middle. And so I already know approximately where I need to drill up through the floor to come between this wall. And then I'm going to fish the wire up through it. All righty. So where's my box? Level and pencil. And so basically, I'm just gonna eyeball it right here. I'm just gonna put this thing over here and get my level. Just make sure this is level. I believe in doing quality work. And this is basically what I'm gonna cut into the wall. All right, next I'm gonna cut through this wall, my Dremel. Alrighty. So I got that cut out. And just check this for fit. Yeah, fits like a glove. Perfect fit. And so that's a little trick right there you can use. When you're, if you decide to put one of these things in, is use a Dremel. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is go out in the garage. I'm gonna cut my hole out there for this box here. And again, I already marked where my studs are. This is the left and right. This is the right and the left of the stud. And so I'm gonna put this box right in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and again, make sure this is level. And just mark the sides. And then same thing here. And also right over here, this is the our level 2 charger. This is 11.5 kilowatts and this is hardwired in. So yeah, so I get about 24 miles an hour out of this. And so this one should probably be around maybe 12 or 13, but we'll see. But I'm gonna get cut into this wall again. Okay. And so as you can see, I guess my Franklin sensor didn't pick this up, or maybe I marked the wrong side of the stud, but there's another stud. These studs are pretty close together. So I have to be pretty precise with me coming up through the bottom because I have, I don't have a lot of clearance. I only have like 6 inches, maybe about 8 inches. But yeah, this does fit in here now. And of course I have a little bit on the side, but the face cover should cover that up. But it should be good to go. All right, next I'm gonna be moving downstairs because now I gotta drill up through the bottom of the floor to get this wire fished through, and that's gonna be the most challenging part. So let's go ahead and get this finished up here. And I'll see you all back downstairs. All right, now I'm gonna stick my wire up through here. All right, I'm ready to run upstairs and see if I can pull this through the hole and then pull it through the back of the box so it won't fall out. There we go. Okay, there we go. So basically I'm just going to open this up and that's good for now. This wire's not going anywhere. So I'm gonna go work on the wire for the other side. So next I'm gonna fish this one up through. All right, let's see if we hit the mark. And we hit the mark. There we go. All right. Okay, so got the wire pulled through, and next step I'm going to go and tidy the wires up down in the basement, and then I'm going to make my final connections, and I'll see y'all right back. Next I'm going to be stapling these wires down. I think I have more I want, just to make sure they're good to go. And I'm just going to staple a few of them down right here, and this is my handy dandy DeWalt unnecessary tool. I hate hammering, so and I do a lot of work around here, so this thing actually does come in handy. Alrighty. So that's just to lock that in. And I'm going to go ahead and, after I'm finished up, straighten the rest of these wires out. And yeah, make my final connections. Basically, these boxes work by friction, so they have clamps on the back. You just screw them in. These little clamps on the back come up, and then it presses against the front of the box and locks it in. And that's pretty good. It's in there pretty tight. So, all right, next thing I'm going to do is strip this wire. And push the rest back down through. All right, I have my wire stripped and everything, and I like to, fold it and put it in the box. And of course, I'm gonna have to trim this down. There's quite a bit of wire, and that, of course, that NEMA 1450 is pretty deep. But I just want to make sure when I put my wires in that they fit in correctly. And next, we're gonna go in the inside and put the box in that's gonna have the cord. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this right here. Okay. We're good, there's no power going through there. And I did also shut the power off to the dryer. When I was drilling through the wall, I wanted to make sure I didn't hit any wires inadvertently, because there are wires right up against this wall right here. And I kind of figured they're going in because there's wires on the other side in the other room. Okay, now, same thing here. Open one of these tabs up. Okay. All right, you got them pushed in. Now next thing I'm gonna do is take this apart. I'm gonna strip this. So I'm gonna cut all of these off. Whoa. Oh. Gauge. And this here is a neutral, and in these systems, electric vehicles don't use neutral, so. But it's here, so we're gonna hook it up. Just tighten this down here. Yeah, I want this to move a bit, so I'm not gonna tighten it too much. But basically, here you go. And this is basically really all I'm doing is making a really long extension cord. And that's all this is. So, and this is gonna plug in here. And I'm gonna hook the wires up together in here and put this down, and I'll make the final connections with the NEMA 1450 in the garage. And then I'm gonna test it out. Okay. Okay, so I just hooked up my wires, and you want to make sure these things are down really tight. So, because if there's a loose connection with this current going through, it could cause corrosions, cause arcing, and things like that. So, if you're going to do this on your own, make sure these are tight. And even with this, this requires this to be torqued down, and it requires, it says it on here, 75 inch-pounds of torque. So that would require a torque screwdriver. I don't have one yet. Mine will be here tomorrow. And so, but I'm still going to connect this up and make it as tight as I can. Then tomorrow when it comes in, I'm going to make sure it's torqued down. Okay, let me just go ahead and seal this up. I got all the wires attached. And hopefully I can get this all stuffed into the box. And of course it has a EV charger thing right here and on the back. And this is Titan terminal screws. It's to 75 inch-pounds. And also there's a strip gauge on here, right here, the strip gauge. So it's letting you know how far to strip the wires. So I'm just gonna put this up against here. And just check it, make sure that it's stripped properly. And that's perfect. Okay. All right. And so it also gives you the directions on which one to put in. And right here is the ground on top. And these are the two hots, the red and the black, and the white right here, it has a W on here. And basically you put it inside of this, and then you screw it, and then this clamps up, and I'll show you an example of that. You want to twist it around. Then I'm going to tighten it again, tuck it down a little more. Okay. All righty. Here's the hard part, fighting with the wires. Hello everyone, so I'm back. It's the next day, and as I said before, I was gonna wait until I got my torque screwdriver, and I have it right here. And I'm gonna leave this link in the description. This is a digital one. And go ahead and put this together. It comes with a lot of parts right here. So pretty cool here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get the stuff that I need. So you have a lot of different fittings right here, even an extension bar right here. So a lot of nice stuff in here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get this set up. And this requires to be set at 75 inch-pounds. I'm gonna go ahead and set that. So I have my outlet here, and I'm just go ahead and make sure all these things are tightened down. And this thing lights up when it reaches its torque. And there we go. Pretty cool. And go tighten this one down to ground. Okay, all righty. So that definitely came in handy. You want to make sure these things are tightened down because this thing is going to produce a lot of heat because it's going to be running constantly. And I'm just going to go ahead and stuff this in the wall and get this thing screwed in. And see, once you see I twisted it around and pushed it in, I'm going to tighten it again down one more time just to make sure. Then I've got these. Okay, should be good to go now. Now I'm gonna plug this in. I'm gonna test the power with my multimeter here. Got 118 there. And 118. Now I'm gonna do my cross legs here. And right here I'm getting 236 volts here. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and shut the power off again, and I'm gonna hook up my splitter here. Put the cover on here, and then we're gonna test everything out. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and mount this bracket for the splitter. And it just, I took the 2 screws out of the top of this. And I'm going to replace this also. So this has probably been here for a while, and make sure whatever I put in here, because it's going to be more sustained heat coming through here because it's going to be running for a longer period of time. And I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. Alrighty. Then I'm going to go ahead and put the dryer in here. Plug this in. And I'm going to plug this in also. And my last step is go ahead and put my faceplate on here. So I got my faceplate on, so now it's time for the moment of truth to see if if any of this is gonna work. Okay, have the Rivian charger here. I guess I should put a nail in the wall to mount this up, or a screw, and I'll do that later, but for right now, because you don't want weight on, holding on this. But as of right now, just to test this thing out. Okay. And we have white. And that is a good sign. So we're gonna go ahead and plug this in. And also, before I even get to that, oh, it's charging. So we see it's charging. And so even before I get to that, I want to show you, this has an app to it. And it'll even show your electrical rates and all of this other good stuff. You see, I logged in the Rivian account. So my Rivian accounts are actually on here. So it's just showing the stated charge for both the vehicles, R1T and R1S. And this will probably be popping up soon because it's charging. It'll probably take a minute before it to catch up here, but it'll actually show you electrical rates. Well, first we're gonna get in the vehicle and we're gonna see how many kilowatt hours we're getting as far as the charging is concerned. So let's go ahead and get in there and check this out. Okay, now let's look and see, and let me turn this back down again. See, it's charging at 34 amps. And you wanna make sure this is set to 24, although the NeoCharge should actually be limited to 24 amps, but it didn't appear to be here. It was charging at, let's see, at 32 amps, which it shouldn't do that, but it does have a breaker on the inside. So according to the manufacturer, and this, again, this, the NeoCharge is UL certified. It does have a breaker in there for 24 amps, but you see right here is pulling. Let's see how much we're actually pulling though. And I don't want to trip the breaker, but I'm just going on down to 24. And the reason for 24 is that you don't want to, this breaker is a 30 amp breaker, and you want to do 80% of that. And that, so the wires won't overheat. So 80% of 30 is 24, so 24 amps. And you see right here is pulling 5.2 kilowatts. And that's not bad. And let's see, that's 11 miles an hour. That is very good. That's actually pretty darn good right there. I mean, so if your commute, in my case, my commute is a little right around 31, 32 miles. 3 hours of charging on this would replace my driving range for the day. And so you figure 5 hours, if you're charging off peak, that's 55 miles. So that's not bad at all. That's within most people's commute. So you can just get away with just having one of these chargers. This is pretty darn awesome. Let's see if this app is updated. Nope, it's still showing the vehicle is unplugged. But even in this app here, showing the dryer and the EV charger. Next thing I want to do, I want to test and see if this thing actually works. So we're going to go and turn this dryer on, and we're going to see if it actually shuts this off. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to turn the dryer on, and we're going to see. You see right now the vehicle's charging, and it had a dryer right here, got it all pulled out. And just dryer's running, and it shut it off. So that works pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this dryer off and then see if it comes back on. Okay, I just shut off the dryer and see how long it takes for this to. So nothing yet. So there's somebody right over here. Okay, I just heard a click. So it just clicked, and yeah, it's back on again, and this just clicked. And so this should be charging here in a second. It's charging again, and right now it's showing Charging speed is 3.2 kilowatt hours. And right now it's at 6 miles an hour. I'm not sure this is gonna pick up. So, but yeah, this is, it was probably running about a minute, 2 minutes, I guess, because it was waiting around. It was maybe about a minute or 2 minute delay. But obviously you see it did work. When I turned the dry on, the power shut off to the charging the vehicle. And when the dryer stopped, there's about maybe a minute delay. And now the vehicle's charging again. This is pretty darn awesome. And I say this because you can save yourself a lot of money and a lot of time, because this charger comes with the vehicle. And this one over here, this cost me anywhere from $600 to $800. I did run all the electrical for this. I didn't have to pay an electrician. However, I did have to buy all the wire, and the wire by itself was probably about $300 or $400. I had over 100 feet of 4-gauge wire. And so it probably altogether cost me over $1,000 for this. So if your panel's full, like I said in the beginning of the video, this is definitely a good solution for you to be able to, you see how easy it was for me to do this? And I did it the hard way. I could have done it the easier way and just run metal or either this Schedule 40 conduit, and I could have just come out right here and just come up with a box, put it in. Would have taken me a lot less time to do, but I wanted to do a more difficult, cleaner installation. I wanted to flush mount, you know, just to look pretty, because I want to test different chargers right here also, and I think this is a good setup for this. But as you can see, this works perfectly right here. Awesome. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and definitely subscribe if you haven't already. I plan on bringing a lot more awesome content for you, things that you can really use. And if there's something that you would have done differently, please let me know in the comment section. Or if you have any other ideas of how you can get this done, maybe at a lower cost or faster. This is a fun project. I hope you all enjoyed it. But that's all I have for today. I'd like to thank you for joining me once again, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.